I am so excited to introduce you to Burdon Campbell. He's written a book that I think is so significant to so many different people. The title is From the Beginning. Think of basic Christian training for beginners, new and old. Why'd you write the book?
I started this book in 98, 99 because we were teaching our youth Bible study, but it was a baseball team. And after the baseball, we practiced baseball, then we come in and do Bible study. And we got to the point of everybody knew the story of the beginning where
it's okay. We can look in the book too, because it's the great reference. It's the ultimate reference book.
Yeah. Adam and Eve. Everybody knew that. But but when you left Adam and Eve, they wondered what happened. And a lot of we were being in a mixed organization. People wondering why, how could that happen? Well, what happened how did the Asians come about? How did the Africans come about? So we had to try to explain that. And it was asking a lot of really good questions about the Bible, and nobody had an answer to it. So this is why I started this book, so that you could read this, and it's got a chapter, a source in it, so that you can read the Bible one section at a time, read the whole Bible, and go through it and use my methods in here of looking things up, and look at using other Bibles, using other books to research it, to look up what you read, and that's why I started. It was actually about he was 13 years old. He just hit me right, just got it. Well, how did this happen? Oh boy. So I had to figure out how to answer it, So we did.
So that's great. So you did the research because you looked up the answers and you tried to be able to understand it more. So when people read your book and that's what you're saying, you read the Bible and then you'll understand it better, questions you might have around certain passages and stories that we know in the Bible.
Right, and there was a lot of questions about different Bibles. The New Testament, I can't think right now. But then there's a lot of different Bibles. The new.
Sure, there's a Catholic version of the Bible. There's Gideon's Bible. There's all kinds of versions of the Bible. You're absolutely right.
Of the Bible, right.
Yeah.
And this is what we introduced to them. Because I got a page in here that shows them all the different Bibles that have been created. If I can find it right quick.
And that's okay, because as people are watching this is exactly why we're proving that this is what the book is about from the beginning. When you look at Christian teachings for beginners and new and old, there is always questions. And again, that's why you're doing exactly what someone would do, looking into the book to remember, okay, here's something about this passage. Here's something about the types of Bibles there are. Here's what the book is really about and what it can be absolutely used for. You could have your Bible and your book and be able to go through and look and see the things that you don't understand or don't know, and what maybe, for example, as you're talking about the different variations of Bibles, which we know there are so many ways.
Here's what I got, Rusty. Just so I hope you can see this.
Hold that up for everybody to see. Let's see, hold that a little higher for us. And that shows you wow. So that's all the different types. Wow. And again, I mean, and you see the illustration on the one side. For you, what is the thing that most Christians don't understand? If they're new, what's difficult? Is it just kind of everything and trying to understand and process the stories and the passages and the Psalms?
What they don't understand is this happened a long time ago, and they're trying to invert this to today, where today we got automobiles. There they didn't. And that big difference of how they got around over there in that day to during that time and what we did and what we're doing in our time, is this right? You know, is this like in some of the, I was stationed in I worked in Saudi Arabia, and in their Bible, in their version, women must wear the garb over their heads. Well, today you look at it and you say, now why do we wear these things over our heads? You know, and here you can look up in this one and you can see that why you're doing this and when are you supposed to do it, or even if it's necessary for you to do that.
Right. And that's when you were in Saudi Arabia. So tell us about that. Where were you in Saudi Arabia? What was that like?
We got together and we talked, and we used to talk about the Bible, you know, and what different things and during that time I had it was about 5 of us, and we were all from different parts of the country and different religions, you know, had some Baptist and some Catholic, and we'd all just sit down and throw all this stuff together. That's how it came up. But it was a very interesting experience to be able to go down and talk to these Arabs of that they're really talking. You couldn't really talk about their religion to them, except when they come on the compound and they relax, then we could get down and we could start talking and exchanging different ideas of why the Arabs do this and why we do that, you know. So that's
right.
That's how I got into it.
Right, a good exchange. So those are the things you think about from the beginning. This has really been percolating, I think, in your head for a long time. Do you have a favorite story, a favorite passage, a favorite psalm and this is a tough question, in all of the Bible?
That is a tough question. Because I had them, and then you have them, and you go and read something else, and it comes up again where something else. So,
well, like for example, for me as a kid, it left such an impression on me was Noah's Ark and trying to understand. Wow, Noah's Ark,
Noah's Ark.
You know, Noah's Ark was one. The two, and what did that mean, and what did the flood mean? And as a kid, the story just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what you're saying. How we process the Bible, all of us, and what our backgrounds are so different. So I love that story you just told about Saudi Arabia and how, hey, the Arab people that we knew, we couldn't have those conversations unless they were on the compound. And when they were on the compound, we really got down to it, and it had to be fascinating. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall for that. What do you hope people take away, Burdon, from reading from the beginning?
I hope they are able to get a better understanding of what the pastor is trying to preach. When he picked out a few verses and he goes on for hours on it, I'm trying to get them to understand what he's trying to, what points he's trying to make by preaching on one verse for an hour. You know, and what he's doing is he's taking that one verse and he's using a situation here, he's using a situation here, and a situation here that all comes back to what happened thousands of years ago. I don't want people to understand that, you know, that this happened 1,000 years ago, but it's still present today.
Right. How do you relate? How does it relate? Wow. Will you do another book? Will you do a follow-up?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know, because this one
I
is
don't
big.
know.
This one is a big
It
one,
is
though,
big.
from the
Big.
beginning.
Like I say,
Yeah.
like I said, this was a long time in the working, a long time. So my son is now 52 years old, and I remember him, looking through the window saying, how's God doing all that? He can't see nothing because there's clouds out there, And the little kids like that, to explain those kind of questions to them, especially when you get them in Sunday school and you get them all worked up about God's going to take care of you, if you love God and all this, and then you get him outside and he says, how is God going to do this? Because it's raining out there. Why is he making it do this? So, these are questions that adults have to laugh at and find an answer for it too.
So, and I love it. I love that that inspired you to write it. And you're right, those questions when you're kids, the innocent kids. Hold up your book again so we can see the cover. The book you can get on, of course, Amazon or wherever great books are sold. From the beginning, you can see it there. Basic Christian training for not just people, for believers who are new, but people who are believers who are old. And that's obviously in the title. And you can get it again on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Burdon Campbell, what a inspiration you are. Thank you so much for chatting with us. I think that the key is people should get the book. You can pull the book down. People should get the book, and then they can make those comparisons and go deeper on some of the things they're thinking about.
Yes. A lot of things come up now with some of the guys that come over to my house. We'll sit here, we'll talk about it, and we'll go back and research, get the Bible encyclopedia, or the Bible dictionary, and you sit down and try to put things together here and understand what they really mean,
Right, what they really mean, and that's the key, and that's what you say, for the believers, old and new. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.